Think Real Estate. At thinkingrealestate.com. At 787-3397.
Good morning.
Or
Or
Mark at thinkingrealestate.
oh, sorry, Mark.
Do you have your cell phone with you? Because
I
they
do.
could text
They
you.
could text 517-740-2028. And I know it works because I got a text about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, look, you have a little stand for your phone.
I know.
Isn't that cute?
That's neat. Long time area realtors. Lord Dwyer Schlecke, fledgling
Since
politician,
1983?
and Mark Meyer.
1983. I got in the business. I got my real estate license in 1983. I worked for my dad prior to that, who was a real estate, I almost said attorney. Appraiser. So I've been in it a long time.
You're pushing 30 years.
Yeah. And I'm only 35, go figure.
That's
In dog years.
That's good. And Mark, when did you start?
1994.
He's
Okay.
just a pup.
Mm-hmm.
And he's older than I am.
But you have 20 years?
Close.
Just about.
18 years.
Just about.
Yeah. And I am not older than
And he
Laura.
still uses the picture from 20 years ago.
My high school graduation
Yeah.
picture.
I was giving a hard time
I
about
like
that. The realtors who don't change out their pictures.
I love that.
Because that's when I really looked good.
My new one, I have to use that Elizabeth Taylor filter that's all foggy.
50 years of real estate experience here in the Metroplex.
Well, Jackie's been working for me since she was 12, and she's 32.
70 years of real estate experience.
Oh, goodness sake.
And we enjoy it every day,
That's exactly right.
New challenges, right?
always.
So I went to an interesting seminar last night. The gentleman's name is Ed McMahon. Seriously.
No.
Yeah, MC. Look at Ed McMahon.
You are right, sir. Did he say that?
No, I don't. But it was.
That wasn't my Larry King. Sorry.
Years
Well, nobody
ago.
guessed that either. So, anyhow, so he was talking about our community and balancing nature and sustainability. It's what he was saying. Go to my website, lauradwyerschlechte.com, and read my issues. It's as if he wrote them for me. But interesting. I mean, he talked about the value of our community right from the minute you drive in off that exit, and how
Which exit?
take your pick.
Okay, anyone?
You know, our best exit is Spring Arbor Road off of M60, but for who's other than unless you're coming from Spring Arbor, who's gonna take that exit into Jackson?
I'm confused.
When you come off of I-94
Yeah.
into Jackson,
Yeah.
what is the best looking way to get to Jackson? What exit? If you're gonna
Well,
bring
the
someone
easiest
to
way
introduce
is
them to
Cooper.
Jackson, easiest is it the best looking? Does it give the best first impression? You only have once to make a good first impression.
I think that's overrated, but that's just me.
He showed pictures, not of just that, but he showed, just of how signage and continuity, and
Okay.
it was very, very interesting. It was the entire community
Well, what's our best-
needs to see these presentations.
What's our best entry point?
I always send people on West Ave, exit 138.
Then they can see all the fast foods and all the
Well,
commercials.
then you immediately get into a traffic quagmire.
Debacle.
Yeah.
quagmire. Do you ever watch Family Guy?
No, I don't.
How or Airport Road.
I don't watch cartoons.
So what is it?
That's
so
an adult
So what does he think
Well,
should
I-
happen?
Well, I mean, he was just, he wasn't here to solve our problems. He was simply here to show what other communities are doing to get us thinking about how we revitalize this community.
What are they doing?
What are other communities doing?
I mean, okay. Yeah.
Is that what your question is?
By the highway?
Oh, doing nice entrances.
Okay.
So when you pull off that highway, you say, wow, I want to come to this community. And there are different studies done that show the value of real estate in that community has increased by doing simple things. I'm not sure it's simple to revitalize your area right off of your entrance or exit by the highway, but because it takes dollars, of which communities
Well,
don't have the dollars right now. So where do you spend it? You know?
I'm trying to think of any communities that I go to on any kind of regular basis that actually have attractive entrances.
Entrances.
I mean, I go over to Ann Arbor fairly frequently. I go up to Lansing fairly frequently. And
Are you
other
taking
than-
calls,
Other than
Ben?
the universities, are there anything?
Well, even Ann Arbor had something in their businessreview.com that they're concerned about their entrances to their community. It's just food for thought. We'll have to keep expanding on this. But go to lauradwyerschlechte.com and
Are you taking calls?
yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Greg Ron Ellison. How you doing?
Ron Ellison, ladies and gentlemen, American Title Company.
We were talking about you this morning, Ron. I'll call you.
I just got out of the booking, but I agree with Mark about the entrance. You know, and again, Ann Arbor doesn't have a pretty entrance, but bring them down to West Avenue so they see everything. Keep them on West Avenue, show them the Cascades and Ella Sharp. But Mark, I agree with you.
Well, I don't know what to. I mean, that's a good. That's a
Well, it's a
dilemma.
It's a it's a long-term vision that we have to take a look at. What do we
I
want
would
to
say
do?
the
It
most
isn't
attractive entrance is probably Airport Road.
Oh, see, I
But
would,
see,
I
that's
don't know.
messy.
How about Elm?
That's messy traffic.
How about Elm?
Elm's difficult because if you're coming from the east, you have to turn left on that 2-lane bridge, and that's a tough way to go.
Right.
I don't
Even when I come back, that
I don't vision Elm as an entrance into the city.
It's the easiest way to get
same
to
here.
Allegiance. It's the easiest way to get to Allegiance.
It is, yeah.
Well, no, I think it because you just take
East
Elm
or
straight
west.
down to Michigan and turn right.
Or Cooper, same thing.
Well, if you're going to the hospital, I mean, who's coming to town to go to the hospital?
Well,
I
hopefully
think
a
they
lot
would-
of people
yeah,
these
they
days.
yeah they do a lot of recruiting, and we want our hospital to be a fine institution
Well,
where you
okay.
pick that as your destination for healthcare.
You're arguing with two Allegiance champions sitting here, Greg. We're not going to take that.
Are people coming here to see the hospital?
Not-
Potential employees.
Perhaps unintentionally, but they don't. I mean,
Hey, listen, I have a broken elbow still, a little bit hurts, and I had one of the finest doctors.
Ron, are you still there?
I heard some of this in class the other day from Laura, so I'm loving it. But
Okay.
I still remind Laura that Mark was right. So.
Yeah, well, you're just wanting brownie points from him. I'm not buying into it. I think we need to do an overall plan. Start, maybe our entrance isn't the first thing we work on, but we've got to
That's
do
not
an
in the city,
overall
is it?
vision. The entrance is actually in Blackman Township.
right.
Actually, all of them are. Well, not all of them, but the ones on the north side.
Huh.
If you think about it.
Well, you got Cooper now. You've got West
Those
Avenue
are not in
Airport.
Blackman Township. Those are in Blackman Township.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay.
That doesn't make any difference what township they're in.
Well, I'm
does
just
it?
thinking about who can get something done, and as a city council person, should she win, she wouldn't have much input into that.
Well, that's a kind of this. It's
Well, I think
Well,
that's
it's
a
a county-wide
county
issue.
thing. That's a county thing.
a county issue.
But let's get working on the vision. Let's decide what we want our community to look like, and
Thank you,
then
Ron.
work around
Are
it.
you taking calls?
Yes.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah.
I have a question. I think, actually, in my short opinion here, I think Cooper really, if you bring them down Cooper, you can see the city when you're coming through Cooper. Army Arts is right there. You got Gay Park and Nixon. I think Cooper, but that's here nor there. I have a question for the expert. I have a modular type home that I plan on selling here in a couple of years, but I was wondering, it looks like a modular, it has a attached garage. If I did something with the front of the house, and then maybe put a covered porch or a thing, obviously there's an investment there. Would I get that investment back?
Well, that's a funny thing you asked that question, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Are the values of certain amenities on properties. But in my opinion, if it's just a straight looking modular, you need to do something to the front to make it appealing.
Whether you get
Yeah,
dollar
but do you get back?
whether you get dollar for dollar back on the investment, that's kind of subjective because it depends upon where the house sits, what the neighborhood's like, all that kind of stuff, the stuff that we look at when we value properties, but it can make the difference between selling it and not selling it.
Right, and I think you probably would get more for your house if it has curb appeal than you would if it's just a straight.
And more quickly.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
People want curb appeal.
Right, because it looks like, talking to people, maybe 10,000 or more. It could be more. But I was wondering if I invest that, will I get that back with putting me ahead of maybe someone else who has a home like this?
Are you on the high end of your neighborhood already, price wise?
No, because I got it as as in the price I paid. No, because I had purchased it as a repo.
Oh, then I would do it.
But it is a back lot on a lake, so it's a back lot type. But it's a lot of the back lot type houses are modulars. That's just a fact.
I would say do it, but do it as cost efficiently as you can.
Okay.
And do it now so you can enjoy it for the next 2 years. Don't wait until you're just getting ready to sell the house.
Right.
A question I have is it a modular or is it a manufactured home?
This is a lesson learned. It is it has the plate on the home.
So you have a title. You have a
manufactured.
title to the property, a title to the
No,
house.
it's actually, I don't have a title. It's a joint. So,
Okay.
however they did.
They affixed it. They made it an fixture to the property.
Retired it.
Retired the title. Well, that's good.
Which I'm realizing there's so much more involved in having a home like this because your insurance is higher. It's harder to find a lender.
Yeah.
Even when you refinance, it's very
The older, in fact, I got a call yesterday from someone who has a manufactured home on some acreage, built 1976, and he was saying that he couldn't.
Isn't that the
Couldn't
cutoff?
sell
Is
it.
it 75 the cutoff? Or is
I
it
don't know. I
76?
said he's going to have to take cash. Couldn't get it financed, but anyhow, so he's going to rent it.
Yeah. This was built in '99, so it's not like it's an older home. It just happened to be the home of choice of the original owner. So,
Yeah.
The way that they put it in. Another quick question. Sorry, I might be taking up a little bunch of time, but when it comes to Obama saying that he's gonna keep the zero, the government loan and whatever at zero, will that maintain the your interest rate on your homes for that till 2013 too?
Are you an adjustable rate mortgage?
No, I'm currently looking to build a house in 13 around there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They're probably going to stay low. Whether they stay as low, right now you can get a 30-year fixed for under 4%, and
Exactly.
whether they're going to be that low in 2013, who knows?
Right.
But if the prime stays at 0, I would guess that they'll stay pretty close to what they are now.
Right, so it's not gonna guarantee it to stay low, but it more than likely.
Right.
Let's hope it does.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Anytime.
Okay, so I found this study. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't hard to find.
Did you plant that caller?
Oh, good timing though. The Michigan State University Land Policy Institute did, and the Land Policy Institute, and the Michigan Association of Realtors did a study, and they used Lansing for their base, which makes sense since they're all in Lansing. And they found that there was an increase in value for each additional bedroom that they have in a house of $8,703.
So a 3-bedroom is $8,700 is worth $8,700 more than a 2-bedroom.
Correct. Up to 5 bedrooms. After 5 bedrooms, the value is marginal. So if you need a 6-bedroom house, don't pay too much extra for that 6th bedroom.
Got it.
Okay? Are you listening or are you texting?
I'm listening. I'm checking my email because my computer wouldn't log into the Jackson Radio Works
Then you don't
website.
want to miss any of those questions.
Right.
Bathroom adds $6,732 in value. Now remember, this is in Lansing. What do you think that would be in Jackson?
I would say close.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah. You mean an extra bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easily.
Well, we use, when we do a market analysis, I do a detailed one because I've got that appraisal background.
Yes.
I use 3,000. any of
Really?
our appraisers are out there, call us and tell us what you're using.
That sounds low, but
And if it's a high-end home, I'll use 6, because I think high-end homes demand more bathrooms. The
I
average.
don't do that.
what do you do?
Don't even.
Well, no, we had a conversation about this last night when we were talking. We actually talked about what we were going to talk about today on the show, and
Really? No.
I actually think it's more important to go by the neighborhood, and so I will take the comparables for the neighborhood and figure out a per square foot price for the neighborhood, and then multiply it out by the amount of the square footage for the house, and they almost always come out to be pretty close to what Laura comes out with regard to when she uses her.
But I go by neighborhoods too. I start with the school district. But if it's in a specific neighborhood, I'll do that little search right in the neighborhood. Like if it were 340 Farms. Unless nothing has sold in 340 Farms.
Are you taking calls?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Full time. Exit 145 from the east, stay on Michigan Ave Business Loop 94, and West Michigan off M60 from the west.
That's what I had said through off of Spring Arbor Road. But that's just a long way to go. The average.
Exit 145 is the one that they're getting ready to redo, so maybe that will be true.
No.
Yeah, Sergeant Road.
No, that's not gonna.
They're
That's,
totally redoing that entrance.
yeah, but that's not a good.
No, he said the west.
No,
That's
you said
not a good
145 to the east and
Yep.
Spring Arbor Road to the west.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I missed the first part.
That's not a good
Yeah,
entrance
no, I
to
don't think
Jackson,
so.
to the city.
Think about coming down East Michigan Avenue into Jackson.
Well, I
that's
have no
what you
problem
do.
with that.
East Mich, kind of hodgepodgey out there.
Well,
The
Maybe we
businesses.
should have a parking lot on the north side and helicopter them
I just
in.
don't think it's.
Bring them right into downtown.
Are you taking calls?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, just stay on Michigan Ave from the east. That's Business Loop 94.
Right.
That shows the whole gamut. And then you can take your West Ave or Coopers or... Thanks.
Okay.
Go right past the hospital with all its additions
Growth.
and the new buildings. And
That new building's really cool. Okay, so do you know what the average price per square foot of a home holding
I
all
love
else
these segues.
constant? Yeah.
Great segue.
That one didn't work well, but do you know what that it is?
what?
$45 per square foot.
That sounds about right. I would say that's pretty accurate. I was going to say 50. I think that's come down considerably.
Yeah.
A year or two ago, I would have said like 75.
And apparently they must have steam heat. The city must provide steam heat in Lansing because this says relative to electric heat, city provided steam increases a home's value by $25,757.
Huh.
So would you think that'd be the equal to our gas? I mean, I don't, they must provide steam. I don't know. Aluminum siding, asphalt, and asbestos siding are less valuable by $21,169.
Aluminum siding, asphalt, and
Asbestos siding,
as opposed to vinyl, concrete.
brick.
Yeah,
Oh, whereas a brick house, all else remaining constant, sells for about $6,370 more.
yeah. You agree with that?
I think that, well, it seems kind of a little high. For Jackson, I don't know Lansing. Basements add $11.72 per square foot to the value of home.
How about a finished basement?
Doesn't say.
Well, what do you think?
It depends on the quality of the finish, but our range is $4 to $6 a square foot.
How about a basement that has been waterproofed?
I assume if I'm going to finish a basement, it's not going to have water problem. So I think the waterproofing is something you would need to do regardless. I don't know that that adds value because I would expect my basement not to leak.
We have a text from a listener who wants to know where all this money is going to come from to get the curb appeal.
I'm just telling you,
And
we're
it's
just
one of your friends that texted it
really.
to me.
I gotta know who this
It's
is.
Leonard.
Oh, Leonard. Leonard.
2 minutes. We have 2 minutes.
My favorite cleaning company.
How about the outdoor? Furnaces?
Oh, you know what? Those are interesting because they're putting in zones, or they're putting in
Regulations.
regulations that a lot of townships don't let you have it because of the
Pollution.
smell. Mhm.
Well, how about a value though? I mean, I personally know somebody who spends almost zero on gas because of one of those furnaces.
Well, I
It
had a
paid for
house
itself
on
within a year.
Buckman Road that had one, and I think back when I did the value on that, I gave it somewhere like 3,000. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say it was in that range.
And that one was nice because it had an indoor pool, so it could heat the pool as well.
Yeah, that's a cool house.
Are you taking calls?
Yes.
Good
I
morning.
See that.
Good morning, Mom. I was just wondering if either one of these two have read in the Obamacare bill where if you sell your home, there will be a 3 to 6% that you'll have to pay the government when you sell your home. Have you read that in that medical bill?
I heard it was there. I have not read it.
I have not either, and we will find out and come back to this next Thursday because I think it's false. I think it's I think it's a big scary spider that people are talking about, quite frankly, and I don't think it's true.
Well, I don't know. I think my sister emailed me the language of it.
I don't think it's true.
My sister.
We will
wouldn't
find
be
that
wrong.
out. We'll find out. So,
And the other thing.
And second, you were talking about the guy there that was talking about sustainability. Are we talking Agenda 21 on that? Because that's the thing that Agenda 21 uses, the UN uses for sustainability, green space, all these different things where they're trying to collect all the land like they've done in Florida. Over, what is it, over 9 million acres now that they own?
No, this
I
is
think this
simply.
is totally different,
Yeah,
Jason.
this is just how do we revitalize our community,
and
and
make
what
it
are
pretty.
what are people looking for in communities that they'll buy a property and be proud to live here.
And you know,
Hey, we're out of time, but how do people get a hold of you guys?
that's too bad. 780-3800 is our office number, and our email is either Mark or Laura, not together, at thinkingrealestate.com.
And next week, the call I had this morning was about home inspectors and how do you know if you're hiring the right home inspector. So I have an interesting story that we'll share with you next week.
And we will find out that answer to that question about the tax, because I don't think it's true.
Next week, join us.